Welcome everyone to the Dungeons & Dragons character creation tutorial, skill points. So this is a very important section of your character development. They all are, really. So I'm going to try to avoid saying that again. Make me feel like an idiot. But no, it is very important that you know how to put your skill points in and what they do for you. So there are a couple of broad categories which you should be aware of. But first of all, see this? Points, 28. Everything, this is the number of ranks you have. I don't know why they don't just call them ranks. It'd make things a lot easier. This is the number of ranks you have. That's based on your intelligence and your class. Rogues have a ton more. I have 20 in right now. I have 28 points. I think as a rogue I end up with like 50 or something. Something absurd. I don't think I could put that many points into my character if I wanted to. But rogues also have a lot more skills they want to pick up and need to pick up. So to be successful, right here we're a wizard. There are two types of classes. First of all, or two types of skills. Class skills. Concentration, repair. That's all I have as a wizard. Other classes have different numbers and different skills as class skills. Class skills are ones I can put 4 ranks into that cost 1 point for a rank. That's probably why they called them points instead, but it costs 1 point for a rank for class skills. You'll notice one's an octagon, one is a square. Octagons here are passive skills. There are a couple exceptions to that, but in generalities they are passive. They always apply, and you don't need to do anything to make them active. Squares are activated abilities. You have to bring it down to your quick bar and tell your character to use them. It's a very key difference and one you should be aware of. Now, the repair and heal actually have a passive benefit. Whenever you rest, you and your companions gain extra HP in a dungeon. If you have repair skill, it gives extra HP to the Warforged characters in the dungeon. So, but more on that in a second. The other type of skills, other than class skills, are cross-class skills. They're the ones with this nice little asterisk here. And you're going to go down, and what's different about them? Well, watch. I put 1 point in, and it's only half a rank. That is the key difference. Your cross-class skills are never going to be as high. For instance, why does this make a difference? Rogues have search as a class skill. Level 1, a rogue has twice the search ranks as me. Level 20, they still do. So, a rogue, so the rogue is going to be able to find more things than I am. And that's common with a lot of these skills. People who have them as class skills are going to be able to do better. A lot of skills, actually, they've gotten rid of the skill roll for. If you're ever in pen and paper, there isn't a skill roll anymore. So that changes the way it's just a straight your ranks versus a DC. Because you're not going to. That is because there is no taking 20 anymore with a skill. So if you're not, so the skills you're likely not to use in combat are now skills that do not have a roll at all, and it's just everything's been adjusted down. So, use magic device. This is a very key skill, and I wanted to bring it up. What you do with use magic device is you encounter scrolls, wands, magic items that have certain restrictions that you don't meet. You might be able to use them anyway, like a scroll of burning hands. A wizard can use, and sorcerer at level 1 can use it, no problem. Bards too. Anyone else? they can use it if they have if they have used a magic device. Every time you put a point in use magic device, it gives you a 50% chance, or a 5% chance, better chance of using an item. You need to have at least 1 point in it. That's why there's this NA in there. You need to have at least 1 point to use the skill. Other than that, it's very useful. I suggest almost every character getting it if they have the points. I'm definitely getting it for this character. A few other things. Tumble. Tumble is a skill which you have to train yourself in. You hold down shift, you can move, and you can move while blocking. You gain your full block bonus, and you can dodge projectiles, and if you get a certain feat, you have even higher armor than you used to while tumbling. So, but it can be hard to use. Put at least a point in it if you want to check it out. Otherwise, it's not critical. Depending on who you are, different skills are going to have different benefits. If you're a wizard, you really want concentration. Most people are going to want balance. Balance helps you get back up quickly. Some skills have I'll get into this more when we get into armor, but there are some skills with an armor check penalty, and those are going to be those skills are going to be very hard for a fighter or similarly armored character to get up very high. So now let's move on to looking at the rogues for a sec. Alright, so I've shifted over to looking at a rogue. You'll see I suddenly have a ton of skills that are class skills. Rogues just do everything. And note, I've got not a 20 int with this character, but I've still got 44 points. So rogues do have a lot more points per point of int. Open lock. This is one of the two I wanted to bring up. You have to get a level of rogue to get open lock. I've gone through every character. None of them have it as a cross-class skill. But I've heard people say it is a cross-class skill, so I can only assume that they have what is known as splashed, a level of rogue, which allows them to put points into this as a cross-class skill. This is one of the critical skills in the game. One of the reasons everyone wants a rogue: disable device and open lock. They're if you find a locked chest, you don't always have a key for it. You're going to need to get a rogue to come in here, pick the lock. There's a huge ton of traps. You're going to want rogues are the only ones who can disable devices. Very key idea to look into. And rogues just get just about fucking everything as a class skill. The only thing is concentration and health they don't. They are incredibly, incredibly active characters. They use a lot of skills. You can do just about everything, and this is why they're considered a specialist. Is they don't have a fighting role, they have a skill use role. So you can just do a lot of stuff with them. You're going to want move silently. You're going to want hide. Oh, that reminds me, that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. Move silently and hide are one of those situations where it's technically giving you a passive benefit to a feat you have. That feat is sneak. This is something that exists only in D&D Online as the mechanic, because you use move silently and hide at the same time. You don't just hide, you hide and move silently to sneak. And so these give you a passive benefit to the activate skill that you use to actually traverse, to actually sneak around, which, is very key to a rogue. Alright, feats are coming up next. Another very important part of character creation, as everything else is. Come back and you're going to want to see this. I will have some good advice for you guys on feats. I'll see you next time.